Moving on. In a landmark decision, the International Criminal Court has sought arrest warrants for senior Taliban officials, including Supreme Leader Haibatullah Akhundzada, accusing them of committing crimes against humanity through their ongoing persecution of Afghan women and girls. This groundbreaking move represents a significant intensification of global legal efforts to hold the Taliban accountable for their widespread gender-based oppression. A report.
The Chief Prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, Karim Khan, announced on January 23rd that his office had formally applied for arrest warrants against Haibatullah Akhundzada and Abdul Hakim Haqqani, the Chief Justice of the Taliban's so-called Islamic Emirate. The charges: crimes against humanity under Article 7(1)(h) of the Rome Statute, persecution on gender grounds. The prosecutor's office has cited ongoing and systematic oppression of Afghan women and girls since the Taliban's return to power on August 15, 2021. The brutal regime has denied them access to education, employment, and basic freedoms, forcing them into a life of subjugation under the guise of religious rule.
After a period of deferral, my office has been independently and impartially examining alleged crimes committed against Afghan civilians. After a thorough investigation, and on the basis of evidence collected, my office submits that there are reasonable grounds to believe that the Supreme Leader of the Taliban, Haibatullah Akhundzada, and the Chief Justice of the so-called Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, Abdul Hakim Haqqani, bear criminal responsibility for the crime against humanity of persecution on gender grounds under Article 7(1)(h) of the Rome Statute.
The investigation into Afghanistan has been one of the longest and most complicated in ICC history, first initiated in 2007. But after years of political and legal roadblocks, this marks the first substantial move towards justice for Afghan women who have endured relentless oppression. Since seizing control, the Taliban has methodically dismantled women's rights. In December 2022, women were banned from universities after previously being barred from secondary education. In May 2022, they were forced to wear full body coverings in public. By November 2022, they were prohibited from entering amusement parks. In July 2023, the Taliban shut down all beauty salons, one of the last public spaces where women could socialize freely. Furthermore, last year in December, the Taliban government said it will close all national and foreign non-governmental organizations or NGOs employing women in Afghanistan.
According to the agreement that was signed in Doha between the Taliban and the United States and some other countries, that they were to provide full equality of treatment as far as women are concerned. But they are not behaving according to that, and they had said that Taliban 2.0 is going to be very different from Taliban 1.0 when they were in power in the 1990s and they had persecuted. And right now also, whether it is repression, whether it is torture, whether it is not allowing women to go out at all, they are really treated as second-class citizens or worse. So I think the treatment is terrible, treatment is atrocious, particularly coming after, from 2001 till 2021, 20 years, the Afghan women have got much greater freedom.
International pressure has been mounting against the Taliban's draconian rule. The United Nations and numerous human rights organizations have labeled their actions as gender apartheid, and calls for formal recognition of this crime under international law have intensified. Despite international condemnation, the Taliban has remained defiant, dismissing these allegations and insisting that their interpretation of Islamic law dictates their governance. However, with ICC arrest warrants now pending, the pressure on the Taliban is intensifying.
It's a very significant move because I think it's not very often that ICC has really issued such warrants against, on the basis of gender. There have been a couple of cases, I think, when men have been forced to go into army, etc., and against women. But I think this is issuing warrants against the leaders of a particular country. In the current case, leader of Afghanistan, the Supreme Leader Haibatullah Akhundzada, and also the Chief Justice Haqqani. So this is very significant, and of course it could incentivize some of the other countries also, some of the other national courts also to take up this matter. The pressure on the Taliban is still on, but I think this is a very unique move. It's a very symbolic move, and it could increase the pressure on the Taliban to improve the condition of women.
Last year, Australia, Canada, Germany, and the Netherlands took the Taliban to the International Court of Justice for gross and systematic violations of the UN Convention against Gender Discrimination. This ICC case adds another layer of legal scrutiny and may force the Taliban to reconsider its policies as it seeks legitimacy on the world stage. While many Afghan women have fled the country, those who remain face a bleak reality under the Taliban's rule. Activists say that cases like this are crucial to keeping their plight in global focus and ensuring justice is served.